everybody, it's Mike here. I just want to welcome you back to Mr. Cast Iron and Weekends with Mr. Cast Iron. And boy, we've got a guest that I've been looking forward to talking to for a pretty good while. We've been in talks for, gosh, I want to say several months, but we're finally going to get him on tonight. So we got Mr. Ian Good with us, so I'm going to go ahead and pull him on. Hey, Ian, how are you doing? You're going to have to mute your other channel.
Yes, I did. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. It'll feed back every time. But how you doing, buddy?
Yes. I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Good to have you with us.
I am very pleased to be here, and I appreciate you having me on.
You bet. No problem. So where are you from? What part of the world do you hail from?
I was born in Ashland, Kentucky, and my parents are from the St. Louis area in Belleville, Illinois. So I grew up mostly there, partially in Ashland, where I was born, back and forth, basically. So okay. I got to grow up St. Louis Cardinals and St. Louis Blues fan because of being in the St. Louis area and then being in Ashland also.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a big Cowboy fan. Is that not right?
Yes, sir. That is correct. That is correct.
Tell me a little bit about that. How did you become a Cowboy fan?
Well, when I was a kid, in the basically early 90s, when they were on their victory run with 3 Super Bowls, my grandpa, swore that I was a pretty big Cowboys fan during that time. So he was always buying me Cowboys stuff. I always just liked them. So I just always grew up liking Dallas, watching them, having their gear. So it just evolved more and more to the point where by 2005, I was watching every single game a season. And for the last 16 years, I basically have watched every Cowboys game that I can, only missing a few. And, maybe not watch the whole game, but, I'm right there knowing what's up, Yeah,
I heard that. I've been a Cowboy fan all my life, too. We're liable to make some enemies here in the chat room, but that's okay. While I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and welcome everybody here. Folks, we just want to welcome you to our show. I'm going to be running solo tonight. Teresa's got some things that she's doing. So Stephen, our moderator, has popped in a little bit of information here for Ian. And he said he'll be back here in a little bit. He's got some things going on. So we certainly appreciate Stephen. We're going to have him on next week, matter of fact. But anyway, we got Mark up in Maine and Jamie Max with us here. So good to see that. Lisa D. Delight's popped in. Looks like Steve with Dutchy Cookins here. Cam V's popped in with us. Good to have him and his wife Teresa with Flour, Eggs, and Yeast. So we certainly appreciate you guys all popping in and showing support for Ian. If you've not yet been over to Ian's channel, be sure and go check his channel out, check his videos out. Leave him a thumbs up on his videos. And if you're not yet subscribed, I know that he'd certainly appreciate you subscribing to his channel. Looks like Cooking with Doc TV's popped in, so good to have you with us too. And folks, if you have not yet hit the thumbs up button on this video, we'd ask that you go ahead and do that too, and we appreciate that. Looks like grumpy old Gringo's popped in, so good to have you with us, sir. Folks, as usual, if you've been on my show, you know how we roll. If you got any questions for our guests, be sure and pop those here in the chat room. Throw some question marks beside it or whatever, and so I will be able to see it because, like I said, I'm rolling by myself tonight, and we'll try to get those questions up here. If I miss your question, we're not doing it intentionally, and we'll try to get where we can pick Ian's brain here a little bit. So looks like Kent with Daddy Dutch Barbecues popped in. We're going to have Kent coming up here in a few weeks, so I'll show everybody my schedule in a little while and show you who we got lined up. We got a great bunch of people lined up, but we're going to get with our great guest tonight, Mr. Ian Good. So tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel. What made you start doing YouTube videos, man?
Well, I have another channel that dates all the way back to 2010. This one that I'm on now is 2015. So I basically uploaded for the very first time live show footage from a concert. And then coincidentally, the first uploads on this channel is also concert footage. I was locked out of my old account for some time, so I decided to move on from it. And so it led me, by September of 2015, I had uploaded some footage by the fall of 2016 after a show. And it's basically it started out as a music channel because I love music so much, and I just wanted people to be able to find live footage of a show they were at, which is my number one intent. Was like, I appreciate footage of stuff I've been to, so I record basically any live show I go to. So I always wanted to talk with people who were at the show or who like the bands that I liked. So it was very much like an outreach to the fans of the music and the bands that I listen to.
Are you still running that other channel, or no? Or are you completely locked out of it?
I just do a couple of random, quick little videos. Like in the last, from all the way back like 10 years ago to now, I've only done a handful of videos, and that footage, some of that footage is on this channel. And then like I just put a couple of random little short videos of stuff grilling on the grill recently, but nothing big. It's called Ian Good Old Channel, if you're familiar with me, but I don't have anything major going on there. I've got a video on there, that had over 5,000 views, and it was just my boy as a baby riding in a stroller. So, that was my most viewed video on that channel. And like I said, it was all about the live footage for me at the start, and I've just always enjoyed recording videos.
Yeah, I can see you have a good time when you're doing them. I guess the last one you did, you were planting some vegetables in the yard and had the children there. I thought that was pretty awesome to see that. So,
yeah,
how's your garden going?
It's good. It's good. Out of everything that I planted, we usually have a plant or two get damaged by wildlife. I don't know if it's squirrels. I've seen squirrels be pretty rough on the plants, but I had a jalapeno plant get, cut at the top, basically, like purposely. And I think it just got eaten on because the leaves will be eaten, and then the plant towards the top will be lopped. Like they completely kill the plant. So they killed a jalapeno plant, and I still have like 3 in the ground. But other than that, everything I put in the ground in the video is still thriving really good and growing up already. I'm pretty happy about it.
Cool. Teresa just popped in here in another chat conversation with someone else, but she said she's making some chili tonight. Grumpy Old Gringo, it's our Sunday night tradition over here. Cam's making it. So do you make chili?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. I have some in the refrigerator right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some, I have the adult version, the spicy stuff, but then I have the kind that we make for the kids to be able to eat too.
Yeah, I have to do that with Teresa. She can't take spicy at all, so I have to tone it down. I like mine with a little bite to it every now and then, but anyway,
yeah, for sure,
got to do that. So, well, how would you describe your channel?
It was very much like just music from the start, but once quarantine was going on and lockdown was going into the football season, it just seemed like if I was going to be making football food anyway, I figured that I would just start recording it. But then it kind of just became a little more, you'll see in the first food videos that I did that I was just sort of recording what I was cooking or what I had cooked. But now, going more towards the effort of having edited videos where showing all the steps, or even before I was editing, I tried to have like the finished product just freshly cooked and then show you what I did to get where I was right then. You know what I mean? So it's just has evolved from just messing around and showing what I'm eating on football Sunday to actually putting a lot of thought into the videos. And like when the Dallas Cowboys started playing, people, like at first I didn't have the idea to have the opponent's street food. So if we were playing the Seattle Seahawks, I would do something from Seattle. Or if we played the Chicago Bears, I would be trying to do something from Chicago, which we didn't play them last year, but I'm just giving an example that I was looking up each city's street food and their tendencies of what they like and what's big, and trying to put put a little story behind it and talk about a little hype about the game, and
Yeah.
just, try to have a little something special, a little
Yeah.
more than just something to eat.
That's pretty cool, man. Doing the opponent's street food. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Pretty cool idea. I bet you get kind of quite a bit of response to that too.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's been a lot of random, from where you just type it in. I was typing it in as, I was calling it like Ian's halftime hangover cure, which I just changed the names of the video to the food. But you're typing in the tags, you type in that game and type in that food. And, I would say that between all the tags that you do that line up with the NFL game and line up with all that food, if people are typing in stuff, keywords, I would say it eventually caught on, because
Yeah.
I was doing a weekly upload of, for it. So I was
Yeah.
trying my best to keep up with each Sunday.
Yeah. Turnings by Turner has popped in with us. So good to have you. Little Eric's popped in. Are you familiar with Little Eric, Ian?
Yes, I am. He's
cool.
an awesome little dude. Yes.
Yeah. He just put out
For
a
sure.
new video this morning or sometime today. I watched that, and so anyway, I'd like to acknowledge little Eric. Looks like Simply Wendy has popped in, so good to have Miss Wendy with us, and Samantha Lewis has popped in, so good to see everybody here with us tonight. We certainly appreciate you being here. Once again, if you have any questions for Ian, be sure and do something in the chat to get my attention. Either throw 3 or 4 question marks in front of your question or something where I can spot it, because I'm rolling by myself. Teresa's out doing some other things, but we'll survive, I hope. But
For sure.
yeah, you mentioned something earlier that I know we were talking in the background several months ago. You had mentioned something about, I don't remember what video it was that I made, but you were asking me questions about cast iron, and you had asked some questions. I think, if I remember right, you'd asked some questions of another channel or something, and they didn't respond to you. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that was, though. Was that around the time you made the video with the steel wool? I thought you were using steel wool in the cast iron.
It could have been, and I was cleaning one, but it wasn't steel wool, and so you
Right.
had mentioned something about that's kind of got you to breaking out your cast iron and getting it cleaned up and started using it. So I noticed you have in some videos since then. So that's good.
Right. Yeah, I've only made one official cast iron video, which is that salmon. I cooked the salmon in the cast iron skillet and finished it off in the oven, which it turned out perfect. It was the habanero pistachio encrusted salmon, and that was the first time I had ever cooked the salmon in the cast iron like that, and it turned out perfect. It was really, really awesome.
That's
But
good.
yeah, you inspired me to bust it out, because it had been sitting under the stove. We had maybe used it a time or two, but it was just sort of sitting there. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about how, it's probably an old school cast iron, because my wife's dad, Tabitha's dad, found it, somewhere, and he bought it for us to have. So there's no telling how long it's been around.
Yeah, that's a great thing about cast iron, man. I mean, it doesn't matter, how old they are or where they've been, what kind of shape they're in, as long as they're not cracked or something like that. I mean, you can take
Right.
and restore them or clean them and reseason them or whatever and get them back into use, and you can pass them on. You can't say that for
Right.
other types of skillets, for the most part. Teflon's going to chip, it's going to flake, and everything else. You don't start getting in your food. We know it's not healthy. And so,
Exactly.
you said that was Tabitha's dad's skillet, so here it's passed down to another generation. You have children,
Right.
you could pass that on to your children even. So
Exactly.
that's
Exactly.
you would think that I really am for cast iron, if you listen to me, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. No,
You
that's
know,
great though. It's true.
You was talking about that video cooking that salmon. I noticed that she was cooking and you were kind of doing a voiceover, and I've noticed from time to time
Right.
you guys make a video where you're cooking or whatever and she's filming you.
Right.
So
That's right.
you guys
That's right.
work together real good on that.
Definitely. She's helped me the first two food videos I made, well, I was kind of on my own. My son helped me record my tortilla pizza video, which was like week 2 or 3. But then Tabitha started helping me with all the videos, helping me record. And then, yeah, sometimes I'll record her cooking while I hold the camera and talk. But she doesn't want to be on camera yet or talk yet. So, she'll say a few things here and there. But for the most part, she prefers me to just do the talking. And, if I want to be on camera, I'll do it. I'd like to do it random times, but the focus is the food, not my mug.
Yeah, that's right. Teresa and Cam says, I'm interviewing a great guy, that's for sure. I've been looking forward to Ian's interview since you announced it last month. So, yeah, very good.
I appreciate everybody.
Got a question here from Cooking with Doc TV. Says, what are your cooking influences?
My whole family, really, both sides. But really, my dad taught me how to grill at a young age, basically like trial by fire, just saying step up to the barbecue and rock this. So I got to, experience what it's like to cook delicious, perfectly, blackened, but yet, not, just perfectly moist chicken on the inside, a little blackened on the outside, chicken breast, crispy chicken skin. At age 13, you get it. And, I just started rocking the grill all the time and was super inspired by it. So I was inspired by my dad, by him putting me on the grill. And I loved all of my mom and dad's cooking and my grandparents' cooking. So I've just always been surrounded by food that I loved. So I wanted to be able to, recreate those things. And also, Tabitha is also in on the food, and, she has added a lot to the mix, and she's basically a self-taught cook, and it's really awesome.
That's cool. Bud's Backyard, good to have Bud with us tonight, says thanks for the sub, Ian. I appreciate it. So we appreciate you being here with us, Mr. Bud. No doubt. It seemed like I just seen something else here. Where's it at? Dutchy had something here for me. Oh, there it is. Quick shout out for Cast Iron Wednesday June challenge. Is going to be breaded meat. So, folks, if you cook in cast iron, there is a playlist. Shovelhead 8. Sean with Shovelhead 8 basically takes control of that and takes care of that. But all you have to do is put hashtag Cast Iron Wednesday either in your title or your description somewhere if you're cooking something in cast iron, and that will be added to the Cast Iron Wednesday playlist. There's many creators that are creating different types of recipes. So if you want to see what's going on over there, you can certainly just type in the search bar hashtag Cast Iron Wednesday, and it'll pull up all the videos of everyone, what they're creating and different things. So, and anyone's welcome to do that. You can participate. So that's your invite right there, open invite. If you want to be a part of that, you're welcome to do so. Let's see here. Steven's back with us. Well, it looks like I missed something. Well, anyway, you were talking about Tabitha just a minute ago. Now, we've been talking in the background. We've been talking through email and different things, and correspondence. You mentioned to me that she's been having some issues. You care to talk about that with us?
Sure. So, as intelligent as I can sound about it, because I don't know every single thing, but basically where her lumbar vertebrae and her sacrum vertebrae meet, a disc was basically deteriorating, started pinching a nerve, actually pinched the nerve, was like pushing the nerve away from its spot. So she was having a lot of pain, a lot of issues, and could barely walk before the surgery. She had surgery a few weeks ago, and she's a lot better now, but she was having trouble doing anything before the surgery. And then once she had the surgery, she couldn't sit up longer than to go to the bathroom or eat. and she basically needed to be laying down, couldn't drive, so she was very limited. So yeah, from where I was uploading every Sunday from last fall till, about a month ago, I got slowed down a little bit, but luckily with, needing to plant videos and Mother's Day and stuff, I was able to put together a couple videos still recently,
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
But she's doing a lot better.
Good. Good deal. Well, we'll certainly keep her in our prayers, and everyone in the chat room, if you don't mind, be sure and keep Ian's wife Tabitha lifted up, and good thoughts and prayers for her healing, and so hopefully she gets back up and going real soon. I know what that's like. I've been having issues with Teresa for several months, and I think hopefully, Lord willing, she's about to get lined out. So she's on the mend. She's not 100%, but she's probably she's probably 60% better, 65%. Moving on up to 100. So she told me the other day she felt a lot better, and then she has days where she doesn't. But anyway, so we appreciate that. Hey, now on your videos that you're making, how do you come up with those? Do you have something from your childhood that inspires you, or is it something that you see other creators make, or is it a recipe book or something?
Yeah, it just depends on what video and what's going on. But yeah, I mean, just trying to be creative, everything's been done practically, basically. I'm hoping that the next couple of food videos that I release actually, though, wouldn't be something that you'd see every day, because I'm actually working directly with, like, it's going to be like sweets and Jello only. But we'll get to it. You guys will see it. But basically, with the street food idea was with the football. After football, we just wanted to keep going with the dishes, with doing different stuff. Started doing editing better, and the thought process behind the recent videos with, like, the salmon and just the different dishes, the steak, is just trying to fix something fancy and nice looking and something that we're gonna eat anyway, just turning it into a video. But like, I have a lot of fun thinking up creative stuff, like the video I did with the kids with the unicorn ice cream with the sundae. We had like unicorn Oreos, unicorn ice cream, whipped cream, unicorn ice cream sundae that was pre-made for the horn. And I was just walking around Kroger and just started seeing all the unicorn stuff. So I just started picking it all up, including the ice cream. And I was just like, I'm going to do a unicorn ice cream sundae video. That's for sure. So it's random stuff I see on videos, or I watch a lot of stuff like Chopped, and I'll watch Cutthroat Kitchen, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, Guy Fieri, I kind of like Guy. He can get on your nerves, of course, but I enjoy watching him, and he goes to a lot of underground places that give you a lot of great ideas of, and some great food. So, yeah, there's a lot to be learned from the streets and from the hole in the wall joints,
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go visit a bunch of those places that they, put on their show.
For sure.
That'd be pretty
cool.
Sure. I've been to one down in Memphis, Tennessee, and I can't even think of the name of it off the top of my head right now. But one. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It's probably the one that the presidents usually go to. I think at least George Bush went to it. But there's a place in Memphis that's so infamous that, like, numerous presidents have stopped through while they're there.
That's probably Rendezvous Barbecue, but that wasn't the one I was talking about. I think it's. It's a chicken place, fried chicken, but I can't even remember the name of it now off the top of my head.
Right.
But yeah, I'd like to be able to stop in and check out some of them places, that they highlight.
No doubt.
Yeah. So sounds like you're getting kind of serious with your YouTube channel now.
Yeah, for sure. Just maybe a little over a year ago, well, maybe like 8-9 months ago, I was not very far with my sub count at all. I'm all the way to 500 plus now, which is crazy, because I remember just getting over 100 after being under 100 for years and years, because I just, I wasn't trying to grow the channel or anything. I was just kind of throwing random videos up there. But then when the quarantine hit, I actually made like a ton of vinyl videos, for once again, reaching out to music fans that want to talk about music that they like, that I also like. I just went crazy with the record videos, and then went into the football videos, the food videos.
Yeah. Stephanie with Ginger Snap Kitchens popped in, so good to have Stephanie with us. And
hey,
folks, once again, like I said, if you have a question, I think Cam, I'm not sure if this is a question for you or what this is, but what about those? I'm not sure what that is there. I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
What is it? Who is it?
Cam, flour, eggs, and yeast. We'll move on. I don't know what that is. Maybe he can clarify that but anyway, so, well,
Okay.
I know that I've noticed that you have been getting quite a bit more serious about your channel and everything. Matter of fact, one of the videos after we had talked about cast iron, you said you got a video coming out and that you were working on the editing and you was having some issues or trying to figure some things out. So what are you recording on, and how do you edit your videos?
We use InShot, and there's a video, I can't remember which one it is actually, but there's a video where, like InShot's little logo and stuff is in the video, but then the next video it's not. So I think we pay like $15 a year to not have InShot's logo on the videos. So we edit with InShot and just pay that yearly fee,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty cool little app. I got that too. I use iMovie, and I play around with the InShot a little bit, and that's pretty neat.
Right.
Yeah.
So Cam was asking about the bagels. So I worked at a bagel shop for 3 years. Like, I was making bagels from scratch, and I used to wake up at 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning to go bake bagels. When they open the shop up at like 6:37 in the morning. But Cam and Teresa owned a bakery, so I made the connection with them. I made bagels. I've talked to Cam about making bagels, and I've made thousands and thousands of bagels and baked thousands and thousands of bagels in the 3 years I was there. So yeah, it was it's wild.
Hey, how many bagels have you made?
Well, my
Thousands
boss,
and thousands.
Yeah. My boss has, they basically on computer, they have their bake sheet numbers, like if you're going in, you have a set amount you're going to bake. So based on their numbers, he told me that I've baked thousands upon thousands of bagels, and there was a point where there was 4 bakers working a tiny bagel shop, because we were filling orders for the University of Kentucky. I live in Lexington now, Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm right here by the Wildcats university and the hospital and the stadium. And we used to bake bulk bagels for numerous cafeterias that they have opened up recently for the kids to eat at.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because the safety issues, actually, like, not even Lexington's not bad at all, but like, to help keep the kids on campus and safer, especially at night, they have like almost any restaurant you can think of, plus numerous cafeterias opened up on campus now for kids to not have to leave their dorms very far. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. In the kitchen with Karen's popped in with us, so good to have Miss Karen.
Awesome. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, guys, if you've not yet been to Ian's channel, be sure and go check him out and watch some of his videos. Give him a thumbs up on those. Leave him a comment. If you've not yet subscribed to his channel, be sure and do so. Tell him you seen him on Mr. Cast Iron's channel, and we appreciate that, and we know he will too. Likewise, if you've not yet hit the thumbs up button on this video, we'd ask that you do so, and we certainly appreciate that. We appreciate all you guys and your constant support of this channel and for popping in here with these interviews and everything. We've been really busy lately, so I haven't been able to watch a lot of videos or comment, so I apologize for that. But we've been real busy. Hopefully we're going to start slowing down here soon. And I know my body sure hopes we do. But anyway, we're able to be able to pop in here on Sunday night and continue to do our interviews. So we're real thankful for that. Hey, where do you? I'm sure you're like all the rest of us in here. I'm sure you've got some kind of goals for your channel. Where do you see your channel in the next year? What are you looking to try to move toward? And certainly, where do you see your channel maybe in the next 5 to 10 years at that?
Short-term goals are to just keep growing and to be creative as possible with any food project moving forward. And, short-term and long-term, I would like to, of course, incorporate the family more, which going back before the quarantine videos and stuff, I have lots of videos of the kids. And recently I've put them in a lot more, but, just do a lot more family oriented stuff and just try to do the best possible food videos that I can and keep the creativity going. And, it's already just 4 months away when football starts back, maybe just fall right back into being as creative as possible with some football food too, on top of everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I noticed you had your children in some of them. Are you trying to teach them to cook a little bit too?
Oh, for sure. They love to help with a whole lot of stuff. I have just recently, I was cooking. I've made a Filipino barbecue video during football last year, but recently we did some more Filipino barbecue, which, I basically just take a pork butt and slice it as thin as I can with a sharp knife and skewer it up. But I season it once it's skewered. Once I slice it real thin, I marinate it for a day or for a few hours. But then I end up skewering it and grilling it. And I had my 7-year-old, about to be 8-year-old daughter Madeline. She was out there helping me grill it and was helping me sauce it. And she likes to cook eggs and she likes to help mom do her cake baking. Tabitha has her own thing called Tabitha's Treats, and she'll make semi-professional cakes and cupcakes for people's birthdays. And she would have done a wedding cake probably a few weeks ago, but her health was, too bad for that, of course. So, she even had the want for someone to do a wedding cake through her. So, she's really good at what she does. She makes great homemade frosting, and it's really awesome. But the kids love to cook. Micah, my 9-year-old, about to be 10-year-old, he loves a lot of the dishes that we cook. So his interest is in the stuff that we make that he loves. So he's all about learning how to make grilled cheeses, and I made a three-way grilled cheese video, and the buffalo chicken grilled cheese that we made with the mustard cheese, it's like one of his favorite things of all time. So he's always talking about a buffalo chicken grilled cheese. So he definitely knows his way around the grilled cheese and stuff like that. So they've been exposed to food like I was. Yeah, they're being exposed to growing up loving food that your parents are cooking. He constantly is telling Tabitha, thank you for cooking this and that. And he's always asking me to cook this and that for him. He'll realize more when he's older, how much good stuff, just like we all do. I love that,
Yeah, no doubt.
For sure.
Looks like Steve with Dutchy Cooking's got to leave us. He's over in the United Kingdom. In Great Britain there. It's 12:30 at night over there. So good to have you, Steve. Good to see you, buddy. We'll be in touch. Take care, man. Looks like Steven with Cooking with This Guy is in the house with us. So good to have him with us always. And certainly appreciate that. Talking about food with your kids, what is one of the favorite things you like to cook?
Oh, wow. All kinds of stuff. I've always been a huge fan of grilling. Like I said earlier, my dad threw me on the grill early. So I've always jumped at a chance to grill, and I love to cook um, breakfast stuff. I'm a pretty big breakfast fan, like pancakes and waffles and all kinds of different stuff. So, mainly, I don't know. It's hard to narrow it down, honestly, because I could just ramble and ramble for hours about it. But I love my grill, and I got a smoker from a guy a few years ago. I was cutting his grass for him and asked him if I could get a smoker from him. So I love to use the smoker and smoke ribs. So I would say that grilling a medium rare steak is one of my specialties, and smoking some ribs. And I love my pizza. I love tortilla pizzas and homemade pizza, which I'm going to eventually drop a homemade pizza video, but I want it to be perfect, and I'm not ready to rock it yet. Not yet.
Sometimes you just got to make the videos and get them out there, man. I mean, we're not any of us perfect, man. You just got to get it out there. We're looking for it. We need it, man. We need to see that video.
For sure. I watched your tortilla pizza cast iron video earlier, and I loved that. That was awesome looking.
Yeah, it does a great job, man. I just love how cast iron will make that. Like cornbread or any kind of bread or certainly pizza like that, especially a tortilla. I mean, that crust turns out perfect. And Teresa's a big thin crust person. She loves thin crust pizza. And I mean, when I make those, that just they don't last long around here. We eat them up, But it's cast iron. Cast iron will do a good crust for you, no doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure.
What was one of the most? What was one of the videos you had the most fun creating?
For the food, I would say building up the idea for the unicorn ice cream video and talking with the kids before the video on what they wanted to do. And, it was just really exciting to build it up. And then they ate the ice cream afterwards, and they were talking about how much they loved it. So, we've basically recorded a great moment of their childhood onto video, and it's on YouTube and everything. And just the whole day, leading up to it, I think it was around Valentine's Day too, because the kids are wearing their Valentine shirts, and it was just really high energy that day, good energy. It was a fun video. So the unicorn video for sure was one of the most fun food videos. And I also love doing the Korean fried chicken that we did. It was, I think it was when we played the Washington football team. I think Washington, D.C., they do a lot of Korean street food. And I think I decided to do Korean fried chicken that week. And the Korean fried chicken sauce, and it was just all so perfect, and it was delicious, and it was a good time. So I enjoyed that. And then non-food, recording all my concert footage, it's been unbelievable getting to go to all the concerts that I've been to. It's good stuff.
Yeah. What was your favorite concert to go to?
Well, I've seen my favorite bands. Like, my favorite band is Lightning Bolt, which is a noise band from Providence, Rhode Island. And the drummer of that band is named Brian Chippendale. He has other separate projects, but his significance to me is that I've listened to him for so long. And then also our daughter, got real bad sick. The 7-year-old got real bad sick in like 2016. And she was in the NATO ICU, as like 2.5 years old. She was in NATO ICU because her body was fighting like 3 different things all at once. And, Brian was gracious enough to donate money to our GoFundMe, because I had to take off work because Madeline was maybe going to pass on, we didn't know. So I was off work for like a month, and he not only donated some money to us, he put on his Facebook to donate to us if they could to help us out, which it actually did help us out a lot. And, I've always held that, really special in my heart that he did that for us. So yeah, he was already my favorite artist, but then he just became like one of my favorite people too. So yeah, Brian Chippendale and Lightning Bolt is definitely my favorite shows that I've recorded, which on my original channel, the very first thing I ever uploaded was Lightning Bolt video. That was my first YouTube experience, Lightning Bolt.
How's your daughter?
Good. She's healthy and strong. She overcame that, stint in the ICU, recovered from it and, never looked back. There was a possibility of her having to have a second surgery to get all the scar tissue from her lungs. She ended up with like pneumonia on top of like one or two other things, and from where they had already given her antibiotic, they kind of like deleted, like they weren't ever able to put their finger on exactly what it was that made her so sick to get pneumonia on top of whatever else it was. So basically it was just kind of like this question mark of what totally caused her body to work so hard that caused her to have pneumonia and be put on a ventilator and everything. She was knocking on the doorstep kind of, and it was dark, but she overcame it, and she could have even had to have surgery on like dead tissue in her lung after the fact and have to be put back on a ventilator. Like we would have had to take her as a 3-year-old, be like, well, here we go again. And, luckily her body absorbed the necro tissue that was in her lungs to where they didn't have to go in and remove it. Her body just sort of took care of it. And that was like the biggest moment for us to find out that she wasn't going to have a surgery that put her back on a ventilator. And, she would have been super scarred from that,
Yeah. Well, good deal, man. We're thankful for that. Yeah. And I know you guys are too. So.
Oh yeah. Not to throw a damper on the conversation, on the
man.
chat.
No, not at all, man.
Real life stuff happens,
You're right. And that's the great thing about interviews like this. We see you make recipes, we see the videos you make, but we don't really get to know people until we, get to know them better. And that's why I like doing these type of interviews because, we make it's a great community, it's a great group of people. And we've got a great group in here. Matter of fact, a friend of mine just popped in, Big Lou's Barbecue. Are you familiar with Lou?
No, I'll have to look him up. I don't know.
He's another cast iron buddy of mine. Well, Lou cooks on all kinds of stuff. And matter of fact, you talked about that too. You talked about grilling and smoking and different things, and that's usually one of my questions. What was one of the hardest? Well, we talked about that already. The hardest video or the easiest, funnest? What was one of the hardest you had making?
Oh, the hardest. I mean, what took so long? I think we were trying. I guess we were making. Me and Tabitha were recording her make Nora's Trolls cake recently, her birthday cake, and she ended up having issues with the icing, so it took forever, just like record the video of her building up the cake, her up to her having the issue with the icing and then trying to fix it and finishing off the video. It was for sure one of the most challenging things. And I know Teresa's in here listening, and she knows that cake is a beast. Baking is a beast of its own. Being a baker is a beast, and trying to decorate cakes and get a cake right is a beast. So it was just hours and hours long, which is cake decorating when you're doing something like that. She was trying to make a Trolls cake, and we just had to go a different direction, and she took out. It was hours of work. So it was definitely one of the hardest food videos that we've recorded was the Trolls cake.
Yeah. Well, we was talking about a minute ago when I was acknowledging Big Lou, but we talked about smokers and grills and different things. What's one of your favorite pieces of equipment to cook on, whether it be the oven or outdoor grill, charcoal grill, gas grill, smoker? What do you like to cook?
Yeah. I do love my gas grill. I have a gas grill right now. I have a charcoal / wood smoker. So I haven't done a lot of videos with the smoker, but I do love charcoal, which is unhealthier, which is a lot less healthy than using gas to cook with. So I try not to use charcoal too much for that reason. But if you're asking me, like, I'll I would prefer to have my smoker overall to slow cook food, to have a wood taste or a charcoal taste on food. So I would say the smoker, even though I haven't done a ton of smoking with my smoker since I've had it, everything that comes out of the smoker tastes great. And,
Yeah.
I love it. So definitely the smoker and the gas grill, I love it.
You ever cook on open fire pit any?
I have not. I have not. We have a fire pit, but I can't use that to cook with. We've used the chemical stuff, like the powdery stuff that you use to change the color of your
Yeah.
fire, for like kids. We've used that, and there's all kinds of like weird stuff on our fire pit. So, I wouldn't mind building one up with like cinder blocks and like legit making one for cooking one day and using it. That would be really fun. So
Yeah.
that's definitely in the mix. We rent the house that we live in now, so I don't want to build anything like that here and have to disassemble it or just leave it, and put that effort in. But plus, we don't plan to stay here for a whole lot longer. So I want to build one for sure, a fire pit to cook over open flame. That would be really fun.
Well, you talked about your smoker and getting that flavor. You can certainly do that on a open fire pit too. Just whatever type of
Yes.
wood you want to cook with, whether it's oak and hickory or if you're cooking with pecan. I love pecan. And but anyway, Jamie Mack's got a question for you. He said similar question to that, but what is one piece of a cooking equipment that you do not have that you would really like to have?
Shoot, let's think. I guess just a probably a better smoker. I have a flat top. I have a Blackstone flat top that's like probably the smallest one, or one of the smallest Blackstone flat top grills. So I wouldn't want that. So I would probably get like an updated smoker. Like, I don't have a great smoker, but I would probably nab a really nice smoker
Yeah,
because of my interest in, going farther with that.
yeah, cool. Big Lou says charcoal is the second oldest cooking fuel known to mankind. Charcoal's
Nice.
good. You was talking about cooking on a gas grill. Do you
Yeah,
cook on
yeah.
charcoal too?
Yeah, yeah. If I use like I'll cook, I'll smoke the smoker slash charcoal cook in the smoker, because it's basically an offset smoker, but it doesn't have like the second unit. I don't know if it ever did, but it's got like a trapdoor on the side that you can put charcoal in. But I'll get a little pile of charcoal and get it hot, and I'll spread it out, not too big of a pile. And I have slow cooked chicken legs and chicken wings before with charcoal, with not too many charcoal, not far from where the chicken is on the grates. The charcoal's burning, and it's turned out pretty good. So I can charcoal grill with the smoker if I want to, but I don't have like an official charcoal grill right now. But I do plan to get one. Our gas grill is close to being done, and I'm thinking about getting a charcoal grill and switching up, for a while.
Yeah.
So
Cam says charcoal's a nice dry heat, burns nice and even. Wood gets the heat spikes, but I love the addition of the moisture in dry wood cooking. So, yeah,
sure,
on this offset smoker like that, I wasn't thinking when you said that about charcoal. A lot of guys around here, and even when I had one, I don't have one anymore, burn it out. But even when
right,
I
right,
had it, I used small pieces of wood, kindling we called it or whatever, just little small chunks of different types of wood, and that's what I smoked with, on the offset.
sure.
I need to get another one like that. I love that, man. But yeah, charcoal, you can use that too.
What do you prefer to smoke with?
I really like pecan.
Pecan. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I use
All
pecan
right.
a lot. I mean, it's there. There's plenty of it around here, and there's plenty of hickory. There's plenty of oak. So I can hickory. You got to be careful with. I mean, you can get it. It can overpower if you're not careful. It's best to kind
For
of
sure.
blend it with oak, and you can do half
Yep.
and
Yep.
half or whatever, depending on your flavoring. But man, pecan is so mellow. And then I do apple. I do cherry, wild cherry actually. We do
Yes.
some peach, different
Nice.
fruit woods. And,
That's awesome.
But yeah, love it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Wait. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going on to another question, but go ahead, man.
No, I
Whatever
was just
your
going to
train of thought
say,
was.
I noticed when I first got the charcoal smoker from that guy, I went to Walmart, and in the area where you get charcoal and stuff, they actually have some wood chips you can buy. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to go, finding pieces of wood, and I've used their hickory and mesquite and something else, and all of it turned out pretty good. And like you said, you can overpower with hickory pretty quick. I learned that, you can
Yeah.
only do like a couple of handfuls the whole time you're cooking,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little power tip right here on hickory for everybody's listening. If you've never cooked with hickory, you want to be sure and cook with seasoned hickory. It needs to be cut and laid out and dried for about a year before you try to cook with it. Do not cook with any green hickory because you will never forget it. I can assure you that. You'll have it'll be a bad day and probably a bad week for you. But anyway, no doubt. Let's see. Jamie Mack says my dad owns a fish smokehouse and he uses old whiskey barrels. Yeah, that would be good to smoke with too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Big Lou says I even pronounce pecan right. A lot of people say pecan. Or unsanitary to have in a barbecue pit. No doubt, we don't need any pecans around here. So.
That is classic.
Oh man, let's get a little trivia on here. We're bumping up almost against an hour. Are you able to stay with us for a few more minutes?
Sure. Yeah. Whatever you want to do, brother. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh man, we appreciate you being here and getting to know you a little bit better. And
Sure.
so while I'm thinking about it, folks, if you've not yet been over to Ian's channel, be sure and check him out. Watch some of his videos. Give him a thumbs up on those. Leave him a comment. If you're not yet subscribed to his channel, you like what he's doing, hit the subscribe button, and I know he'll certainly appreciate that. We'll try to get him some more subscribers. And likewise, if you're not yet hit the thumbs up button on this video, we'd ask that you go ahead and just smash that thumbs up. We certainly appreciate that too. But Ian, what do you prefer, man? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Or you call it supper? We call it supper around here. Jesus went to the Last Supper, so I like breakfast, lunch, and supper,
Yeah. I like lunch. I like the idea of having like a really healthy lunch to make you feel good the rest of the day, and eat a light, but a light, healthy but substantial dinner to make you feel good through the night. But yeah, one of my best experiences with lunch is having like real sushi for the first time, and I had it loaded with avocado, cucumber, carrot. And it was so fresh and delicious. Like, I remember leaving feeling so good after it. So I love lunch, especially when it's fresh food,
Yeah, I like good sushi too. Teresa and I got a place we
Nice.
go to, a little town south of here in Paragould, Arkansas. They got a pretty good little place there, Akira, that we go eat sushi quite often. Actually, Mike Baker's in the house, popped in here, says, sorry I'm late. You're not late, Mike. You're right on time, brother. We're going to have Mike 2 Sundays from now on June the 6th, so looking forward to that. There's a hometown guy that I've gotten to know a little bit just through the internet. I've never met him personally, but he's a hometown guy from the town that I grew up in, so looking forward to that interview too. So good to have you, Mike. Let's see.
So I was going to ask you. Oh, go ahead. Do your things.
No, go ahead. I was just going to pop up. Jamie Mack's got something about snacks. What was you going to say?
I was going to ask you, do you prefer like the artificial crab meat, like crab meat in the sushi, or like do you go for salmon or tuna or spicy salmon or spicy tuna? What do you like in your roll?
I like tuna. I like that spicy tuna. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, spicy tuna. Yeah, spicy tuna is the bomb.
I mean, crab meat, even if it's artificial, I still like it, but
Oh yeah, I don't care.
yeah.
Most, a lot of crab products have at least a little bit of artificial crab meat, which is just fish in with the crab meat, so it's not as expensive, and then it's like, softer and fluffier too.
Yeah.
I don't mind artificial crab meat at all. I'm a fish fan.
Yeah. Big Lou said he subbed to you, so I know that you got at least one tonight. So that's our goal, is try to help you get some more subscribers. But are you
I'll be subbing back anybody that subs me. I'll be to your channel too.
Well, while I'm thinking about that, I leave the chat up in all of my interviews. So once YouTube renders the video, you can come back. Usually it takes anywhere from, I'm going to say, 1 to 12 hours. Now, it used to take almost 12 hours every time. I don't know if they're just getting more relaxed with this uploading, or if they changed some things or whatever. But anyway, once the video is rendered, the chat will pull back up. You'll be able to see the live chat, and you can go back through and see everything in the chat room of people that have either commented or whatever, and you can go check their channel out. And that's certainly what Teresa and I do. We always watch the interview, the replay the next day, and we're able to go back and try to help support anyone that's in our chat room here. So
awesome.
Looks like Billy, my buddy. Oh boy, here we go, man. The whole show went downhill. Just stopped in to hit the thumbs up. Boy, kids in from Alabama got you playing on the outside TV, so I will be in the lurker lounge. So, all right, I guess I'll take that comment back, Billy. Good to have you, man. Billy's a good friend of ours down in Louisiana. He's another cast iron cook. Are you familiar with Strong's Adventure, Ian?
No.
Yeah, Billy's a good dude, man. He's certainly a good dude, good friend of ours. So good to have you with us, folks. Once again, if you have any kind of question for Ian, be sure and start out with that Mr. Cast Iron, or a couple, 2 or 3 question marks in front of your question, where I'm able to see it, because I'm rolling solo by myself. So I don't have Teresa punching me in the ribs telling me there's a question. So we'll try to get that up on the screen, but. All right, let's move on a little bit here. Pork steaks or beef steak, which do you prefer?
Being from the St. Louis area, being around there a lot of the time, I have a lot of great memories of pork steaks from the barbecue places around there, which they had a lot of pig snoot, which is like the pig face and nose. Yeah. They did a lot of pig snoots and a lot of pork steaks. Yeah. Back in the 90s, back when I was growing up around there. So, I love my pork steaks. I guess you can't really beat a perfectly cooked beef steak, but I've got a place in my heart for pork steaks for sure. Yeah. I love them.
Yeah, I've had people in here say they didn't know what a pork steak was or before. So.
Right. Have you have any experience with them? Do you like cooking them or eating them? Yeah. They're just big, beautiful hunks of pork, basically. It's awesome.
Hey, man, I've got a video about that. You can go check that out, about how to cook a pork steak.
Oh, for real?
That's a shameless plug, isn't it? That's bad.
No, that's awesome, though. I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh man, Jerry Ellen's popped in with us. So good to have Cooking with Neighbors Jerry Ellen with us, and
hey Jerry.
Several of them have said they've subscribed to you. So Simply Wendy said she subbed, and I don't know who else. I missed one there just a minute ago. Jamie Mack, I think he said he did. But anyway, so we're getting you a few subs, hopefully. But I got to ask you, we talked about pizza a while ago. You were talking about you like to make a tortilla crusted pizza also. I got to ask you a question. Now, this is a serious question here. So is it okay to put pineapple on a pizza?
I think so.
Okay.
I know that Gordon Ramsay doesn't like it, but,
Who's that? Gordon who?
Yeah. But, I don't see anything wrong with it. I've worked at, when I was a lot younger, I worked at Papa John's a couple of times during the wintertime when I wasn't able to do like landscaping. And I had a lot of random pineapple pizza and pineapple and ham pizza that like didn't get picked up or got canceled. So I developed a taste for pineapple pizza pretty easy through Papa John's, and I've had it on other pizzas, and it's even better on better pizza. So I really don't have a prejudice against it at all. I think that if you have the taste for it, why not?
Yeah. Well, Teresa's the one that got me started doing it. She loves it. If it was her I mean, that's what she would order every time. I'm a meat lovers kind of guy, man. I love that meat lovers, and I like a pan pizza. You know, I like a thicker crust sometimes. I do like thin crust, but I'm a pan meat lovers type of guy. Big Lou says I won't interview him. That's not true, Lou. I'd love to have you on my show, man. So while I'm thinking about that, let me share my screen here, if you don't mind, Ian, for just a minute. I'm going to pop this up here and see if I can do this and show everybody what we've got coming up. Of course, tonight we've got Mr. Ian Good. Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline's going to be with us next Sunday night, so looking forward to that. That's our moderator. He does a great job. We certainly appreciate Stephen. Mr. Mike Baker on June the 6th is going to be with us. Like I said, he's a hometown homie from Kennett, Missouri, that I grew up in the same town. Matter of fact, I think his dad and my brother were pretty good friends, so I'm looking forward to picking his brain a little bit. Miss Lana with Pinch of Cooking is going to be with us on June the 13th. Sean with What's in the Pot down in Trinidad is going to be with us on June the 20th. And I got Kent with Daddy Dutch Barbecue out of Iowa going to be with us on the 27th of June, I'm sorry. Independence Day, the 4th of July is open. We may do something, we may not, I'm not sure. And then I got Eric with Cast Iron Chaos going to be with us on 7/11/21. What kind of numbers is that, man? July the 11th on 21 at 6 p.m. So looking forward to that. In talks with Bill of Maple Cook. Hopefully we can get him narrowed down to some dates that work for him. We're going to look forward to try to interview him as well. So we certainly appreciate that. But anyway, we just wanted to kind of share that with everybody real quick of what we got coming up. And if you'd like to be on our show, be sure and send us an email or pop us something in Instagram or wherever you can find us. And we're everywhere, so we'll certainly talk with you about that and see if we can't get you on. And love to interview you and pick your brain a little bit. So if you got any questions for Ian, be sure and pop them in the chat room here, and we'll get them up for you. Let me ask you about sauces now. Are you which one do you prefer, mayonnaise, mustard, or ketchup, or blue cheese, ranch?
Probably mustard at this point. When I was a kid, it was ketchup all day, every day, but I've switched over to mustard. Basically, mustard is my go-to. Barbecue sauce is totally my go-to, but I'm a mustard more than ketchup or mayo, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, man, I'm mustard all the way. I love mustard, man. I even eat mustard and white beans, if you can believe that. I just love it. And I eat ketchup and white beans, too. I mean, people might think that's weird, but, man, you throw you a piece of good old cornbread in there and squeeze you some mustard on that or ketchup, and that's just hard to beat.
Added tang to it. That sounds good. It makes sense.
Yeah. You like cooking beans?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I grew up with my parents always eating the crock pot beans, soup beans, or, I think that's what they call them, or the big butter beans, or I don't know. You know what I mean, though. Just the classic, ham hock in there sometimes, and onion, and that broth is one of a kind,
Oh, yeah, man. Probably Great Northern white beans is what you're talking about. Or
That's it.
I love pinto beans.
Likely.
Pintos are my favorite, I think, but I love white beans too. But that's just some good eating right there, man. You get you some fried taters and cornbread and white beans or pinto beans. That's hard to beat. Big old slice of onion, white onion, and man, I tell you what, nobody wants to be around you for a week,
I always enjoyed it with buttered bread too. I always put buttered bread on my plate and would put the beans in the middle of the bread and just eat it with the soaking bread, with the broth.
Yeah,
it was really good stuff.
Man, that's what we talk about down here. That's eating right there, man. That's just good.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you a coffee drinker, man?
Not really, but I do appreciate some good coffee. I've had some. I've tasted the higher end coffee and put creamer in it, but I'm not big on straight black coffee, and it's pretty strong. It gets me pretty high strung. I take caffeine pills for my caffeine, so I'll get like a dose of 200 in the morning, dose of 200 in the afternoon, and 200 in the evening. so it kind of spaces me out. But like I feel the way some people feel on caffeine pills when I drink coffee. I'll get
Yeah.
wiry and a little jittery and crazy.
Yeah.
So I stay away from it for the most part, but it's I get it. It's delicious.
I resemble that remark. I get a little wiry on caffeine too, man. I drink it all day, every day. Can't help it. But Big Lou says that's weird, and I think he's full of it, because I guarantee you, old boy from down in Louisiana, I guarantee you he eats white beans and cornbread too. So anyway, but hey, what do you drink with dinner or supper?
I'm big on not drinking too much with the food, so I don't feel, like bloated or wash my food through me too fast or anything like that. So I'll usually follow up supper with water. Yeah. But if I'm going to order a drink out somewhere, I'll take like a cherry Coke or something like that. I'm not big on drinking much other else than that, but if it's just me without choosing a soda, I'm going for water, and I'm probably not going to drink like the whole time I'm eating. I'm just like that.
I'll have to agree with Lou on this one. Once you go black, you'll never go back, and that's the way I am, man. I love my black coffee, dude. I'm going to tell you right now, it's just hard to beat. But hey, man, is a hot dog, is that a sandwich?
I think so. Lobster rolls are sandwiches. You know what I mean? You got a piece of bread, you slice it open, and you make a sandwich. It's just that it's not sliced all the way.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it is, though.
Okay. Well, when you was a kid, now, did you have some kind of food that you hated that you find yourself eating now as an adult?
Yeah, a lot of vegetables, of course. Onion and tomato being the number one thing, like being able to appreciate onion and tomato on a hamburger or something is strange to me even now, because I'm really just getting around to the onion part, and it's just strange. But yeah, there was just, lots of stuff that just I didn't have a lot of interest in. Just, stuff that smelled funny or anything like that, anything that required a mature taste, I wasn't down with it,
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the onion and the tomato thing, that would ruin any of my food if it was on it and stuff like that. I was very phobic.
Yeah. Lana, I guess her ears was itching because we were just talking about her. We're going to have Lana Pinch of Cooking on June 13th. We're going to interview her, so I guess her ears was burning a little bit, but she says hello, everyone. So good to have Lana with us. Karen says ham hocks and beans in the crock pot is so good. Yeah, it is, man. You can take a ham bone or whatever. I never discard a ham bone when I cook ham. I always keep the bone, throw it in the freezer or whatever, and then when I'm ready to make a pot of beans, I'll throw my ham bone in there and some beans. And crock pot's a good way to do it overnight if you want to, or I cook in a Dutch oven a lot, and make a good pot of beans and ham. So very good, love it.
For sure,
no doubt. What kind of weird food combination have you ever found yourself eating? I mean, one of mine I talk about is like peanut butter ketchup, or not ketchup, peanut butter, honey, and jelly. I like to put that all together and mix it up.
That's good stuff. Yeah. I guess the weirdest thing I do is how much stuff I'm willing to put barbecue sauce on. Like, if I eat from the freezer, I'm probably going to put barbecue sauce on it. Like, if it's corn dogs, pizza, Hot Pocket, like anything, basically, I'm going to want to put barbecue sauce on it. Not stuff that we cook. Like, I'm not putting barbecue sauce on stuff that I just cook on a video, like doing it out of impulse or anything. But I'm a huge barbecue sauce fan. And in school, I was always putting it on every single food item that I had. So it's just sort of this thing where I eat barbecue sauce with stuff that you just wouldn't normally, like macaroni and cheese. I put barbecue on my macaroni and just random stuff like that. Like I'll put barbecue on a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know why,
What's your favorite barbecue sauce?
But yeah.
Uh-oh. We may be losing
Are
your
you there?
audio. Yeah. Can you hear me? Let me send him a private message here. See if he can see that. We lost your audio, Ian, if you can hear me.
Oh, 1 sec.
There you, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I'm having issues. Hold on 1 sec.
Okay. No problem. I have issues all the time. That's what Teresa says. Uh-oh. There we go.
All
Yeah.
right, hold on 1 sec.
No problem, man. Do what you gotta do. It's part of it.
Sorry about this, guys. 1 sec.
Ain't no sweat, man. Not a sweat at all. Folks, if you've not yet been over to if you've not been over to Ian's channel, be sure and go check his channel out. Be sure and watch some of his videos and hit the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed to him, and leave him a thumbs up. I know he'll appreciate that, and we're trying to get his audio and everything back. I can see you. Your video's okay, and I can hear you too, Ian, if you can hear me.
I'm sorry about this, guys. I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Well, he's out, so I don't know if... I don't know. Can you hear me? No, there he goes. There he is. Your microphone is working good if you can hear me, Ian. We can certainly hear you.
All right, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. You sound good. Can you hear me?
I guess that my Bluetooth headphones have lost connection with my phone, and it's only coming through my my phone speaker.
Yeah.
I apologize about that. I don't know why
No,
they're
that's not
acting
a...
up. They're
That's not a
turned
problem.
on, and
That's not a problem. We can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
should I leave and try to come back on?
That may reset it. You can do that. Yeah.
All right, here.
Yeah. Well, folks, that's just part of live streaming. Sometimes you have audio and video issues, so you just have to roll with it and deal with it and everything. We're going to try to get him back on here, but we certainly appreciate you guys tonight being here with us, and you know, that's just part of it. So if you're doing live streams, you might as well get prepared for this. It's going to happen, and it's nothing really you can do about it sometimes. But you know, I've been pretty pleased with StreamYard. I know some of y'all are using it too, but one thing that I've noticed a lot of times, Ian's having problems with Bluetooth wireless headphones. You know, there he's popping in there. Let's see if we can add him to the stream. There you are. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah, I do. I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay, man. Sometimes you just got to reboot, back up and punt, you know, we say.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that ain't no sweat, man.
I think somebody called me and threw me off the. I think somebody called me and threw me off the thing, you know. So
Yeah.
I apologize.
Hey, not a problem at all, man. We won't keep you a whole lot longer. I can hear the kids in the background, but hey, what one food have you never eaten that you'd like to try?
You know, there's a channel called Hungry Man Kitchen. He does a lot of Turkish food, and a lot of that stuff I have not even heard of, let alone tried. So there's a lot of Turkish stuff because of him that I'm interested in trying and would like to.
Yeah,
so I would say, oh, you are subscribed to him?
Yeah, I am subscribed to him too, and he does some interesting stuff, no doubt.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely some Turkish food. You know, I don't know about, I had that, what was it, veal or something. I did baby lamb or baby cow in one of my videos. And, I wasn't big on how kind of like chewy it was, like it's good, but it just seemed gamey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to think of which one it was, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, have you got any, well, before I ask that question, let me ask you this question. Chili with beans or chili without beans?
With beans.
Chili with beans, okay.
Oh, yeah. Hot chili beans.
Hot chili beans.
Yes, sir.
Spicier the better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's the spiciest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, they have food challenges of it too. The 2-time spicy noodles that are pretty, are pretty big challenge. They've got, like there's like Mandarin writing on the packages, but it's basically like 2x spicy noodles. There's a challenge for it. My son has been interested in them. We ordered them. They are blazing hot, and I've tried those, and they're basically unbearable. But as far as like takeout goes, me and my wife eat Thai noodles a lot, and each chef, each Thai noodle chef has their own definition of heat levels. So we ordered some Thai noodles one time. We get home with it and start eating, and you put it to your lips and you're like on fire. It was how hot it was. And, it was like unbearable to eat basically. So, it was really bad, but the owner told us that they were working with their chefs on trying to like tame their heat levels, because it was, so bad that you could barely eat it. If not, so
yeah,
it was basically Thai noodles that were just made way too hot. And I've had the 2X noodles, and the ghost pepper Hell's Kitchen hot sauce that I had in a video, it was very hot. Just a little bit of sauce had me sweating. So
yeah,
ghost peppers are nothing to mess with, that's for sure.
Oh, let's move on to some trivia questions here and then see if we can wind down. But I think I may know this one. Baseball or football? Which one is your favorite?
When I was a kid, it was baseball, I think, as much as football. But I think that kind of died down a little bit. I think football kind of overtook baseball once we were away from St. Louis. Once we were officially moved away from the Cardinals, Dallas was my main focus, because it was easier to get the Cowboys on TV than the Cardinals, than where I was. When you're in Eastern Kentucky, you're getting the Atlanta Braves out of Georgia on TBS back in the 90s. Everybody watched the Braves play, everybody, it seemed. So, it would have been easy to be a Braves fan then too, but definitely Dallas all day, Cowboys all the way.
Yeah. What's one thing that no one knows about you or would ever believe?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess based on how I act now, I got kicked out of school and they labeled me as a terrorist just because that I had planned to fight a kid, and that's premeditated. Yeah. I got kicked out of school for fighting in 10th grade. And, it's kind of a stupid story, because I don't think that I would have been labeled as such a bad kid if Columbine hadn't happened a couple of years before, and the terrorist attacks of 9/11 had just happened. And, I think everybody was just extra sensitive who were dealing with discipline in school and stuff like that. So, I got kicked out of school, and, or I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of, secret talents or anything like that. So I guess the most outrageous thing is people wouldn't know is I got kicked out of school, was pretty wild when I was a teenager, but also I played piano when I was in school for a solid year, did a piano recital, stuff like that. So, I did love piano. I do love music a lot, and I love playing that. So, maybe the piano lessons and a love for piano would be a surprise as opposed to, being a troubled youth, which is kind of typical.
Oh man, don't beat yourself up. I've been to a few street dances myself, if you know what I'm trying to say.
So there we go.
You know, I mean, just I wouldn't sweat that. It doesn't make you a bad person. You know, we just all deal. We all have to deal with things growing up. You know, and they call
Sure.
it peer pressure. I mean, we was just ornery kids. You know, and we were. You know, things back in when I was growing up was a lot different than it is now. But anyway, so no, that doesn't make you a bad person. You got any pet peeves, man?
I mean, not really. Everybody's got their dislikes in traffic. I'm not big on people going 22 and a 25 or 33 and a 35. You know, I wish people to do the speed limit and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, everybody's got their triggers. You know, I would say a trigger for me is traffic. I don't like being in, you know, thick traffic, and a pet peeve for me is being stuck behind a slowpoke. I guess, you know, I got nabbed for a speeding ticket in January, so I can't say much. It's not like I expect them to speed, but I don't want to go like under the speed limit either. So I would say pet peeve is the speed limit thing.
Yeah. Jamie
How
Mack
about
said
you?
well, I've got some pet peeves too, but Jamie Mack says we've all been there, man, so don't let that bother you. You know, we've all probably had some street dances, but Cam V says piano's a good gateway drug, so that's cool. Jim's kitchen with us, so good to have Jim with us, and certainly appreciate you. What'd you want to be when you was a kid?
Kentucky State Trooper.
Really?
Yes, I was going to go bust the bad guys up real good.
Until you beat somebody up in your sophomore year, and then that was done, right?
But yeah. You know, I grew up seeing those awesome cop lights. You know, you drive by a state trooper with his blue lights on at night, and they're like piercing blue, and they got their uniform on with their hat, and I thought it was cool. You know,
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to be a cop and fight the bad guys and be a hero. You know, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, it just didn't work out like that. But I was convinced I wanted to be a state trooper or play for the Cardinals or play for the Cowboys, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. You got any hobbies?
Family is mainly my hobby, but I love to listen to music. I collect records, and I do the planting flowers and vegetables every year. And we stay busy with just, you know, taking care of those and watering and, you know, just basic stuff. Like, I enjoy doing yard work. I enjoy planting, which is why I do it. And, you know, I just enjoy yard work and being outside. We go play a lot in the park, you know, having kids that range from almost 10 to just turn 2. You know, you can basically just get lost in doing the kid thing every day and not worry about a whole lot. But yeah, my main hobby is, you know, when I have free time, listening to records, collecting records, keeping an eye out for certain things. You know, there's a vast world of music out there that people don't know about, you know.
Yeah, that's for
so
sure.
Yeah, there's a percentage. You know, I've read a fun fact that somebody posted. It's been quite a while ago, but a fun fact that was posted on someone's Twitter account. It was a musician that I follow. He basically said that music has been recorded in such abundance since the early 1900s that the average person will only hear 10% of what's been recorded in the history of Earth. Yeah, so like it's just you know, you can basically look at music as an ocean, and you're not going to explore it all before you die. There's no way, you know.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
YouTube's a lot like that too, I think.
Oh yes, no doubt about it.
You can find anything you want to find out pretty much on YouTube. I mean, I've fixed things on my pickup, you know, just searched for it on YouTube, you know, punched in certain keyword, you know, phrase for whatever I was looking at, whether there's a brake light switch or something like that, or I mean, a cruise control switch or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And you can find somebody's had that problem and they made a video about it, and it's pretty awesome. So
yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So we're waiting to see your next video, man. We want to see it. So.
Yes.
And here
yes.
I can't talk, man. I can't talk.
I'm ready. I'm ready to rock. Basically, what I'm doing next, my next video I'm going to drop is going to be, it's reference to a song, and it's
cool.
it's going to do with candy, basically. I don't want to give it away too much, but it's gonna be awesome. I'm pretty pumped about it because it plays into my love for music and my love for food. I'm combining an artist song with food, and I hope that the creativity at least makes people smile, when they enjoy it. So I'm pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm looking forward to that. Sounds good.
I appreciate
Sounds
it.
interesting. Few more questions here, and we'll call it. And what are you most proud of?
My family, my kids and my family, and just surviving. Yeah, I didn't go to college. I was going to college for massage therapy and got most of the way through it. Just realized that it wasn't really going to be the thing that I did in the future. I kind of stepped away from it. And it's around the time that I got with Tabitha, my wife, like 12 years ago. I was in school when I started talking to her, got away from it. So, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Got a question here from Jim's Kitchen. Says, what's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy, I would have to say my go-to for years and years was usually peanut M&Ms or like Hershey's almonds. But, also as a kid, I would say like Push Pops and all the awesome fruity stuff like Sweet Tarts and Sprees and Sour Sweet Tarts were my jam back then too, so.
Yeah. Cool.
I love some chocolate.
What's one of your favorite holidays and why?
Thanksgiving has always been my favorite because the Cowboys play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I actually have a birthday around Thanksgiving to where every few years, depending on leap year too, every 3 to 6 years, I get a Cowboys game on my birthday. So that's pretty fun,
Yeah. Have you ever been to a Cowboy game? You went to the Bengals and the Cowboys, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I got lucky, I guess because of quarantine and the, half the country being shut down at that time. I was able to get a ticket because, I think if Dak Prescott wouldn't have been hurt, if his leg hadn't have got broken, I think more people would have wanted to be there to see Dak play. But it was Dalton, playing for us. So I just feel like with Dak's injury and COVID, it gave me the perfect opportunity being an hour south of Cincinnati to just drive up and get to a game finally. And I got it,
Yeah, that's cool. I've only been to one. I went to, I don't even remember who they were playing because I was watching the Cowgirls, the cheerleaders more than anything. And the Cowboys lost the game I went to, man. But I seen them in Dallas one time, and this was back several years before that when Troy Aikman was quarterback and Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith was playing, and it was a good game. I did watch quite a bit of it, but I did watch quite a few cheerleaders too.
That's awesome. I can't believe that. That would have been cool to see him in the 90s.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. They lost, though. They lost that game. That's the only game I've ever been to. But I've been a Cowboy fan most of my life too. So, but anyway, hey, awesome. I got a couple quick questions. We're going to wind it down here.
Yes, sir.
If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
I guess maybe they would think fighting, or maybe
I can't believe that.
Maybe they found something in my pocket that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, that Kentucky State Patrolman, right?
Yes.
I bet you wouldn't think that hat's so cute then, would you? That's funny.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
I hadn't been in trouble in a really long time. I got caught going like 51 and a 25. but I wasn't a residential area. It was just a speed area.
Yeah.
It wasn't residential or school, but yeah, I was basically going 26 over in January. So they got me for like a $400 fine and community service and all kinds of stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, because I've never been in trouble. Like, I've gotten tickets, but I've never been arrested. I was in the back of a cop car one time because they gave me a ride because I was underage, and I was with some bad kids, and they basically were like, where are you going? They took me with them. They were like, you're going somewhere.
Yeah, I can relate to that, I think. But anyway, that's a story for another time. But man, you've been a lot of fun. We've certainly enjoyed this. How can people follow you?
I don't do any social media stuff like Twitter or Instagram, but my channel is Ian Good. And, if you type it in, my old channel is obvious. It just says Ian Good, old channel. But Ian Good's my main channel. It's got 500 plus subs. And, yeah, I'm basically just rocking it off YouTube. I'm not big on social media presence. Like, I never had it before the channel started growing. And it just seems like one more thing I would need to keep up with. Yeah. And honestly, sometimes it's tough to keep up with everybody in comments and in the comments and stuff like that. So I just try to stay focused on doing the comment section, staying in touch with everybody, watching their videos for them. What I enjoy watching them at, I learn a lot of stuff from everybody, and it's fun to make the connection. But
yeah, it's enough to keep up with just trying to watch videos and comment, on things. And sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. You got to be careful with that. Be sure and stay on top of your own channel, or you can get sidetracked. So, but yeah, we appreciate that. Well, I think Stephen, our moderator, Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline, certainly has your information in here, and we've got it definitely in the description box there. But folks, if you've not yet been over to Ian's channel, be sure go check him out, and if you're not yet subscribed, be sure and hit the subscribe button. I know he'll certainly appreciate that. But before we go, Ian, would you have anything you'd like to say to the folks that are in the chat room, and certainly your subscribers before we go?
I just want to say thank you to everybody who is already subbed to me and has supported me through the time that we've been doing food videos since about last September. And it means a lot. And I always have a lot of fun talking with everybody. And, every single person who I communicate with, they know who I'm talking about. And, all this is possible with each other. And it's fun talking with everybody and learning and making new friends. And yeah, we'll just keep it up. And I appreciate all the time people put into me, and I don't mind putting the time into you guys. So, and I appreciate you, Mike, for bringing me on and putting my name out there and helping me grow. It means a lot to me.
Well, you're certainly welcome, man. We enjoy it, and you're a lot of fun. You've been a good sport tonight. We've got to pick on you a little bit, get to know you a little bit better. Several people in the chat room here said it's good to finally get to know you a little bit, and if there's anything any of us can ever help you do, I'm sure everyone would agree with me in the chat room. They'd be more than happy to help you in any way we can. So
yeah, you guys are awesome.
Certainly appreciate it. All right, well, we're going to get ready and call it tonight, folks. We appreciate everyone that's here watching with us. And like I said, if you've not been to Ian's channel, be sure and go check him out. Next week, we're going to have our moderator, Mr. Stephen, with Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline in the hot seat. We're looking forward to that, and we certainly appreciate you guys. Hey, you guys have a great week, and we'll be talking to you soon. It's Mike over here at Mr. Cast Iron with Ian Good. We'll see you later. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.